In an odd turn of events, we've seen another boo-boo, another L for Kabam. It's a very short space of time this happens. I can't catch my breath for kind of like stuff that's kind of like going on at the moment. I'm also like trying to prep for the MCN tomorrow, and all the stories need to be rounded up, especially from Kabam responses to things. But yeah, it's where do we begin? So we're going to begin with, well, this is not an MCN. This is just going over one particular topic, which is an issue with something that Kabam put in game, a message. I said I had a different kind of schedule of what I was going to be doing. I was going to be focusing primarily on a lot of things that happened with the side quest, which is still that content is yet to come out. I think I'm just going to have to be like just trying to make that as soon as possible between today, tomorrow, and over the weekend. So it's going to be a bit extensive, I think, of what I'm going to cover. But we'll get there. We'll get there with the coverage. So you might be wondering, what's wrong, Rich? Well, nothing's excessively wrong, just weirdly wrong. You might have seen this pre-release bundle for Silk go out earlier this evening. 10 a.m. PST, I think it is. At the moment it is 7:30 p.m. UK time, and Kabam have corrected this here. Again, you're probably looking at this going, "What's the problem, Richard? What's actually going on?" Well, the messaging was actually very different to this when the deal went out. To give you an idea, shout out to Stu who messaged me this to showcase that the messaging read as follows. The goals of the feature, how does it benefit players? What KPIs would improve? Increase overall conversion rate, improve players' LTV, improve revenue per DAC, because we know the value of items in our game for each PRG. This gives us a competitive advantage over games that do not have this feature. Might be nice to include a potential mock view, and then goes into the message. Now, if you saw that, you'll probably be looking at it like, what the heck's this about? And where does it kind of like spark your interest with, is this good or is this bad? And that's just the thing. It kind of like comes off the, from a marketing perspective, it looks like it is all about targeting, spend, retention, but also other elements to kind of, not boasting, but it just looks like a lot of kind of game marketing mumbo jumbo to be exact. That's not exactly a good kind of description of it, but it's kind of a rough description I can give anybody going like, well, why should I care? What is this? Well, it's kind of like it's marketing mumbo jumbo, KPIs, key performance indicators. The other stuff looks like it's just conversion abbreviations saying, per X, Y, or Z, we'll get X, Y, or Z money by this particular interaction. And there's also just, I think a lot more questions were brought up than answers. I mean, Kabam responses. This is one of the weeks, like, Kabam Jax is on holiday, by the way. If you didn't know that, he's on holiday. He's enjoying a nice break. He's been live streaming under, his name, Flannel Jax. Make sure to go and watch. I do drop in to watch a few times. Love it when I see him playing Dead by Daylight with friends. Watched a very nice playthrough of Dredge. So, and also nice to watch him open up some Pokemon cards. That was fun. I'm backing the Pokemon cards, collecting them. Well, when I can afford them. But, any case, point aside. What is happening here? What is, is Kabam... what's their kind of like answer stuff? I mean, look, the astute people picked up that information and ran with it because, look, they saw this as much as anybody else. And it's just a weird one, isn't it? Because then there's this theorization of what it is. Looks like they already caught and revised it. They did. Drago said, based on assumption, LTV, long-term value, could mean that. We know KPIs, key performance indicators. DAC, not sure. Progression level, again, not sure because, Kabam do kind of refer that to PRG. But yeah, it does look like it is a template of some kind of description. It doesn't look like this is... It looks like a copy-paste to kind of like form a... a lot of the time when I'm doing that documents, I might copy-paste in because it might have the same font and it's easier to kind of like start. Maybe I like the structure of how I've done some underlining or topic headers. Normally when I'm scripting stuff, it's nice to just copy paste some stuff that I kind of like normally kind of, bounce off of, or things I've got to remember, shot lists, stuff like that. A lot of people do it. Sometimes it happens in gaming. Used to do it quite a bit when, I was just scripting for some stuff. But yeah, Kabam have responded back to this. And they say the following. Well, Kabam Mike says the following. Sigh. I feel for Kabam Mike this week. He has had to basically deal with the stuff that, I'm not saying he wouldn't normally deal with it. He does deal with stuff like this. But it's like the week that Jax picks to go off on holiday. It just happens, isn't it? This was a copy-paste error. It looks like it's from an old feature development document. I'm really not sure how it ended up there, but it definitely chose the right week to happen. Upside down face. Yeah, so feature development document. Is there anything to be concerned about? Is there anything that's kind of like evil, or is this, kind of unscrupulous? Well, look, here's the thing. If anybody's putting together a market document, you will kind of like look on people of like who's your target audience. You'll look at kind of pitching ideas and pitching business, pitching how people like you and me interact with stuff. Did we click on this? Did we access this? How many revives did we use? Did we spend any money here? And that's going to be algorithmic, just, joy for games developers, for the likes of Netmarble, who this might have to be pitched to. It's just a standard kind of like way of doing it. I don't think there's anything unscrupulous with this. However, do bear in mind, by these particular kind of like lines and stuff like that, it's in a nutshell just like, looks upon you as an entity for financial consumption. I mean, that's how I kind of like to kind of like go, is there any scrupulous? Yeah, you're kind of treated as being just a dollar sign, if you get my drift. But unfortunately, that's marketing. That's what a lot of time is marketing about. Unless you're doing anything for free, it's very rarely that's the case. Unless you're doing content, like YouTube content, like who you're making videos for, how you're making them, that kind of stuff. And that's kind of like, yeah, it's everything really. But it's more so for things like, that's for advertisements. Any case, that's really it. There's not much more to go over with this particular subject. I did want to kind of make this a shorter video, so it's probably reaching the 8-minute mark now. So we'll wrap up this. Look, if there's things out there, kind of people saying that, oh, this is more kind of like evil than it seems. It's just it looks like it's like a development marketing strategy, if anything. And does it give any indication of like, Kabam are trying to get more money out of you? Well, that's been what they've been trying to do for the last kind of 8 years. It's trying to way to kind of like, for you to part with your money. To a lot of people it succeeds, and to a lot of people it doesn't. So there you go. That's really it. Nothing more to say on that particular subject. But what do you think about it? Do you think that this is worse than it is? I think that it's quite funny, but it comes at a very kind of like, not ha-ha funny, just like sad funny, really embarrassing funny. We just go, like, oh God. That kind of, oh God. Kind of like situation. So Kabam have given away a little bit more details on some situations, but should you be worried? I don't think so. If you plan to part with your money, maybe. But at the same time, there's some stuff there that kind of doesn't really pinpoint money. Increase overall conversion rates. That's conversion rates from a point of, I don't know, maybe it's financial conversion rates, or maybe it's a case of like it's just player retention or players kind of downloading the game. I don't know. It's so DAC, maybe download at something or other. I don't know. I really do not know. It's just a very weird. It's a very weird week. It's a very bad week for Kabam in this situation. I'm surprised. But yeah, as I said, we've got to get on with making some other content. I want to do a lot more kind of guides-based stuff. There's tons of videos. Like there's a surprise selector thing that I didn't realize. We've got MCN to put out tomorrow that's going to be extensively covering things. I'm hearing and seeing bans, which I need to research to kind of make sure that we are definitely seeing that correctly, because there's been some kind of discrepancy in that particular thought because of so many things like arena bans coming in at the same time as battlegrounds bans, and as well as other bans for this ban, for side quest based stuff. you can't. There's not a moment's rest here, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll try and get some some decent content out that's not about all this kind of like stuff about side quest stuff that's fun. Anyway, check out some other content located on screen, and also I've got to do a grind guide for Thronebreaker, which I think I'm going to get out on Saturday at this rate because lots on. Any case, cheers everybody. Bye bye.